I'm in the mood for beating up some missile bombs today, so let's get started on that. And by the way, you may have seen the news a few days ago, and yeah, I think our intelligence is being greatly insulted here. I'm talking about the news about the Dream World, of course. They rolled out a few new quote-unquote improvements to the Dream World. Two of them, namely, they added a fifth row to plant berries, and they also allow you to carry back 20 Pokemon at a time instead of just 10. Are you serious? Do you really think that was what was wrong with the Dream World? Really? I mean, I want to know the thought process of whoever thought, hey, you know what's wrong with the Dream World? Players can't plant enough berries. So yeah, instead of planting 12, we can now plant 15. I honestly don't think anyone gives a crap about planting berries. And as for bringing more than 10 Pokemon at once, it's even more useless because unless you bring along some events, you can't carry back more than one per day anyway. So this only comes in handy if you want to carry back 9 events or more on the same day. So, yeah, I'm just absolutely speechless. And by the way, let's make something perfectly clear. There have not been 9 events in the Dream World so far. The non-Japanese audiences have had only one of them, in fact, the Evolution event. The Japanese have had a bit more, but still, it's not nearly enough to even consider that this could be problematic. In fact, I don't think there have been more than 9 events, period, even in Japan. So, yeah, entirely pointless. Perhaps the most insulting part is the wording on the Global Link website. They said, "We've been working hard to improve the Pokemon Dream World." Excuse me, working hard? I think it didn't even take 1 man-hour to come up with these changes. Oh wow, I did not expect that. A double switch. While this happens fairly often competitively, in-game, well, it's a rare enough occurrence that the opponent switches, but it's the fact that it happened at the same time that I did, because I was completely walled by that Rattata. Wow, that was awesome. But anyways, I was saying, I'm not sure it even took 1 man-hour to come up with these changes and implement them. So they just took the easy way out instead of adding more mini-games, more areas, more Pokemon, more, anything. Maybe the ability to bring back 2 Pokemon per day instead of just 1. That would have helped tremendously. But no, we can't have the Dream World not suck. You'd think the Dream World was made for 5-year-olds. And yes, I know that Pokemon's target audience is mainly kids, so we wouldn't want to turn them off the Dream World, but at the same time, the beauty of the franchise is that there's something for everyone, and the Dream World definitely does not fit that description. And words cannot express how much I want to be in Goldenrod right now so I can breed my Zubat and have a second team member that doesn't get completely walled by a standard old Rattata of all things, and for Ghastly to get Thunderbolt as well, so that's gonna help too. But right now, I'm just sick of these freaking Rattatas! Okay, anyway, we're about to meet Proton, the first of the Rocket executives. Oh, this Slowpoke's got mail here. Is it anything important? Let's check it out. Be good and look after the house with Grandpa and Slowpoke. Love, Dad. Okay, well, that was sort of pointless. But anyway, moving on. We're about to fight Proton here. And by the way, something I haven't mentioned in the last video is that apparently Slowpoke tails grow back rather fast. And of course, I just have to mention it. That's not a luxury the Chinese can afford when it comes to dog penises. But anyway, we've got a boss battle here, so I guess I gotta commentate on it, even though it's going to be easy as all hell. Just spam Nightshade. Nope! Just as I was about to say spam Nightshade and win. You just can't let me have that, can you? So fine, I'll finish it off with Bayleaf. Okay, so Leech Life, super effective, but still, 20 power, no stab, shouldn't hurt that much, 2 HP, what did I say? Anyway, let's go with Tackle, since it's got a quadruple weakness to Razor Leaf. Double weakness is fine, it's still better than Tackle, but quadruple weakness, no. Anyway, up next is Koffing, so will I be able to get off 2 Nightshades without being forced out this time? That's what we're going to see. And by the way, Ghastly, being a poison type, is immune to poisoning, so that isn't even a concern. Yeah, who said the poison type was completely useless? It's a good defensive type, but offensively, it's the worst. It's easily the worst. And Smoke Screen means, yeah, more annoyingness. Well, let's play roulette. Let's see if Nightshade, yep. Nightshade connects despite the Smoke Screen. I think it only lowered the accuracy to 75%, so those still were pretty good odds. It's when it has the time to spam the move that it becomes a lot more worrying. Anyway, Proton is down, so I guess this puts an end to their little operation they had with Slowpoke Tails. And by the way, you know how Team Rocket is supposed to be sort of a big deal in this game, their return and all? Well, actually, the surprising thing is that we're not going to be meeting Team Rocket for a long time. Next time we're going to have to deal with them is going to be in Mahogany. That's going to be in a long time. Anyway, Kurt is going to give me his thanks, for solving the crisis and bringing the Slowpokes back to town. And now we get some story about how Red disbanded Team Rocket 3 years ago. Not sure, but I think it was Giovanni who disbanded Team Rocket. He decided to do so because Red beat him in a battle, but I don't think anything forced Giovanni to disband Team Rocket just because he lost a battle. Anyway, I got a fastball, which is made from apricorns normally, but not a very good type of ball. As I remember in this game, the way it works is that it increases the catch rate on Pokemon with a base speed of 100 or higher. That's how I remember it anyways. It worked a bit differently in Gold, Silver, Crystal, but that's how it works in this game. So, now that we're done with Team Rocket for now, we're gonna just go heal... No, I'm just going to grab that apricorn before I leave. Yeah, I'm gonna heal my Pokemon since, I don't have too many Nightshades left. It really sucks, being bound by only 15 PP. Oh well, I can manage. I've been playing these games for long enough that I know what I can and can't do. It sucks, but I'll survive. Everything is going to become a lot easier in Goldenrod anyway. So, now that my Pokemon are healed, we can head to the gym now that the Rocket Grunt from the last video isn't blocking the entrance anymore. This gym is a Bug-type Pokemon, which... the gym is a Bug-type Pokemon. Congratulations! It's a Bug-type gym, which is why many people consider Chikorita to be the hardest starter. On top of it not being as good as the other two from the start, it's got a disadvantage against the first two gyms. But fortunately, I got my Ghastly by my side, who reacts a lot better to bug moves than Bayleaf does. Anyway, the puzzle, basically, well, is what you're seeing right now. Every time the platform can turn, it is going to turn. That's the basic principle of it. Sort of reminds me of that Pipe Maze minigame from Paper Mario. In fact, it's the exact same principle. And later on, we're going to have to deal with switches that open and close certain passageways, and you're going to use those switches to progress through the puzzle and make your way to Bugsy. Speaking of Bugsy, he's a lot tougher in this game than he was in the originals. Two reasons for that. His levels are higher. Each of his Pokemon has increased by 1 level. But the main reason is because his Scyther now has U-turn. Yep, let's do the math. 70 power plus stab off 110 base attack and 105 base speed at this point of the game. That is rather hard to deal with. I've heard horror stories of people getting completely swept by that Scyther. Thankfully, I am rather prepared. I consider myself rather prepared. And fun fact about the Bugsy battle, I think it's one of only 2 boss battles in the entire series. Oh, it wants to learn Sucker Punch now. I've made my decision on it, and I'm gonna pass up on it. It's just too unreliable. Doesn't have enough PP, though Lick really lacks the power, but it has Stab, it's got that paralysis chance, and it's got the PP. Not that I would have used either move very much to begin with, but oh well. I'm gonna keep Lick until at least I get Shadow Punch at level 25. And, yeah, as I was about to say, Bugsy is, to my knowledge, one of only 2 bosses in the entire series to actually open with an ace, the only other one being the final battle against N in Black and White. And the reason why Bugsy does that is, well, because he will usually use U-turn, then use the opportunity to switch to either Metapod or Kakuna, and basically use them as meat shields for the incoming attacks. That's right, they actually managed to give some sort of a purpose to a Weedle, did I say Weedle in Kakuna? A Metapod in a Kakuna. Sorry about that, but yeah, they actually managed to do that, which was sort of creative, but as I said, Scyther's U-turn stings very, very, very much. And by the way, I mentioned N earlier on. I should mention that the final battle against him is the only battle where he actually has an ace to begin with, because for the rest, the other battles, it's just Pokemon that were freshly caught in the area where you're fighting him. For example, if you fight him in Chargestone Cave, then it's going to be a wild Pokemon from Chargestone Cave that you're going to fight, complete with the same levels as in Chargestone Caves and the same movesets that it has when it's found in the wild. So basically, you're just fighting a few wild Pokemon in a row when fighting in. Not the most glorifying boss battles ever, I know. I always had that impression that N was sort of a wuss aside from that final battle, and, well, after looking it up, I found out why that was the case. Anyway, I just pressed that blue switch so you could see that, well, the path wasn't all stretched out anymore. It was like, sort of, So, that's why nothing passes there, and there's also a red switch later on that's going to do the same thing to that red pathway, which is going to allow me access to Bugsy. And just so you know, yes, this is brand new to Hard Gold and Soul Silver. In the originals, there were no puzzles whatsoever, only a bunch of underlings here and there, and Bugsy in the middle. But as far as puzzles go, this is brand new. And judging by the time I have left, I don't think I have the time to fight those twins all the way over there in the corner. So, I'm gonna call it quits for today. So next time on Pokemon Soul Silver, we are going to fight Bugsy, and perhaps even move on to the second Silver battle, depending on how well it goes. See you then.